Okay, so today's goal is to provide resources for post-secondary planning. Some of you may have taken careers in the summer or during COVID, and we just want to ensure all of you are kept informed. So we're trying to pack a lot of information into the next hour. So if you have questions, write them down and give them to your teacher so he or she can put them into the chat. And then, as I already said to the teachers, we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. So what is post-secondary? Teachers, if you can ask a student for an answer, and I'm going to quietly count to 5 before I share this answer. You're right. Post means after. So post-secondary is after high school. And on to the true and false questions. So teachers, I'll read the question and you can just ask for hands on true and then on false, and then we'll provide the answer. So first question, universities will use grade 11 marks to determine your acceptance into programs. Hands up for true, hands up for false. The answer can be either, depending upon the school, and I'll show you where to find that information in the next few screens.
Okay, Mr. Fitzgerald says true.
All right. So here's Brock, for example. A select number of offers are issued in December and are based on a combination of grade 11 and 12 results. To be eligible for an early offer, you must have one final grade 12 result at the grade 12 U or M level and 5 grade 11 U or M level credits. Averages are in the high 80s or 90s. So universities find that if a student is keen in grade 11, they will likely be keen in grade 12. So remember, you're not applying until your grade 12 year. So that by that time you will at least have one grade 12 course in your schedule. The final acceptance is still based on your grade 12 marks, but high grade 11 marks can help you to earn an early offer if a school like Brock makes early offers. Here's what the page looks like on the OU Info website, where I found the information I just showed you on the previous screen. If you look at the red circles, you would click on the universities tab and then on the offer of admission on the right-hand side. Here, McMaster shows that they only use grade 12 marks and don't make offers until March. Number 2, colleges offer bachelor degree programs that require 6 grade 12 U and M level courses. Hands up for true, hands up for false. The answer is true. And you can go on to the Ontario College websites for more detail, and I know Ms. Aiken will speak about that as we go along here. Number 3, the cost of a typical year at university, if you choose to live away from home, is approximately $10,000. Hands up for true. Hands up for false. False. The living costs are usually more than $10,000, and that can be true for college or university living away from home. So in answer to that question, I've copied and pasted the budget calculator for an accounting program at the University of Waterloo. So here you can see that the tuition is $7,700. Books and supplies, almost $2,300. A single room in the village residence is $6,553. And the light meal plan is just over $5,000. So that's almost $12,000 for residents and a light meal plan. Along with some personal expenses, you can see that the total for a first-year accounting program living in residence with tuition is almost $25,000. Okay. Number 4, the most important research tool is to visit the campus of the schools you're interested in. Hands up for true. Hands up for false. We think this is true. We doubt you would spend $18,000 to $20,000 or more on something without checking it out first. We realize that actual visits aren't happening right now, but virtual visits are. So you can just go to the website of the college or university of interest to you and check out the virtual tour and open house dates. Number 5, you can receive a Titan Award from Holy Trinity as early as grade 11. Hands up for true. Hands up for false. True. The application for the Titan Award is available on our website under the Student tab. So if you've been involved in 2 of the 3 areas, sports, clubs, or arts, since grade 9, and you have more than 40 hours of community service, and you have good marks, check it out. The application is due April 22nd, 2021. And number 6, it is important to do your research so that you can make wise course selections when we do online registration in February. This, I'm going to tell you, is absolutely true. So pay close attention to the rest of the presentation so you know how to effectively do your research. And I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Aiken to speak about college.
Okay, hi, grade 11s. Today, the presentation is divided up into 3 parts. So we are each going to be championing. I can hear the echo. Mrs. Burnett, can you maybe turn off your volume? And that might help it. Okay. So the one I'm going to be championing is the college destination. And I think regardless of what class you're sitting in right now, so whether you're in a college class, a university level class, or a workplace level class, I think college has something for everyone. It's a great option for all of our students. So just to start us off, our friends at Fanshawe College actually created a short video about why you should consider college for yourself. So here it is.
Hey everybody, my name is Greg. I'm one of the student engagement specialists right here at Fanshawe College, and I'm also a 2-time grad. But I'm here today to talk to you guys about what is college. Now, when I was your age and trying to make these decisions, it was a little bit different. It wasn't either or. I was going to go to college or I was going to go to university, and they kind of did 2 different things. But when we fast forward to today, colleges and universities are a little bit more interconnected than they ever were in history, and that creates a problem because it can get really confusing for you guys when you're making your decisions. So essentially, what is college? How does it differ from university? And it really comes down to one thing. There's a lot of differences, but it's the one thing that really differentiates us, and we call that experiential learning. Now, if you guys don't understand what experiential learning means, it's basically just hands-on training. It means you're going to live most of the time in a lab. You might be out in the community doing a field placement. You might be out on a cooperative placement. You might be somewhere in the world just having fun as part of that educational experience. But it's all about getting you guys ground level in the field and employing those skills so that when you're done college, you're prepared to go into that workplace.
Okay, so hopefully the streaming was a little bit better on your end than mine. But anyway, I think Greg did a great job in defining a college education. And for me, the words that jumped out definitely are experiential learning. He talked about hands-on opportunities, as well as really skills, right? You're building skills. So to me, that kind of what defines the college experience. So colleges are definitely known for a blend, right? They do academic learning and they have practical skills training. The other thing just to mention, instructors are not tenured profs. So if you hear about professors at universities having kind of lifelong contracts, that is not true for a college. College instructors are hired kind of based on their work experience and their background. And many are definitely current in their training and they are still connected. They might be teaching at the college, but they're still connected to the workforce. Colleges also have much smaller sizes typically than university. And I would say many of them are comparable to Trinity's class sizes, right? So you're looking at a max of 30 students. And the last statistic there, 85% employment within 6 months. Typically, employers tie that back to the fact that college grads have hands-on training, they have built some skills, they've worked on real-world projects in the classroom, so they are highly employable. Next slide. Yep. So the other reason you might want to consider college is because their programs directly relate to the economy and what is in demand right at the labor market. So college programs exist because there are jobs that need to be filled, and employers have helped colleges identify what programs might need to be created. So you'll notice here that 200 new programs typically are developed at college every year, and that's because colleges quickly pivot based on, again, what is needed, what the economy is telling them is needed, and what employers are telling them is needed. When you think about the fact that 10 years ago, many of our current jobs didn't exist, and the institutions that were able to quickly adapt, to innovate, to offer that skill-based training were colleges, right? In a way that universities never could or did. The other unique thing about colleges is that they can often be tailored to like a local community. So if you use our Simcoe Fanshawe campus as an example, our local school offers programs such as welding, ecotourism, business related to agriculture. So all programs that are meeting local employment needs and really benefit our local people. Yep. The other thing I think about college is there is not a lot of surprises. And I think for some of you who get nervous about applying to a program and not sure what the end result is going to be, college might be certainly a safer option for you. When students apply for a program, they know exactly what skills they are going to gain. They find out exactly what courses they are going to take, and they know exactly what job they can apply to at the end. Right, so that is obviously not the case when you are applying to a very broad-based kind of university degree. And Mrs. Burnett has already pulled up the next slide, so I'll just talk quickly about flexibility. The other thing about colleges, they have flexible start dates. So they have options typically to start in September, in January, and in April. So if you are a student that has a great job, it goes into the fall, you're not giving up a year of education. You can keep working, maybe finish in December, and then you can start your program in January. So flexible start dates are great for many people. And flexible pathways. As Greg mentioned in the first video, colleges and universities have a lot more relationships nowadays. And the fact is many students start at college and then maybe go to university, or vice versa, right? You might start at university, finish up at college, and same with workplace. You might start at work and then head to college. So there's a lot of variety in college programs and who is in a typical college seat. The website that is up there, ontransfer.ca, that is the website that is created for you to look at what are some of the agreements between colleges and universities, so that you know if you go to this college program, the universities will accept those college courses kind of credit for credit, and they will match up so that you can then go on to university and you won't have to repeat those college years. So ontransfer.ca is a great website to check out for transfer agreements. And next, so college has a lot of different program types, and they range from a one-year certificate program, so such as welding might be an 8-month program, baking and pastry arts typically is less than a year, and college programs go all the way up to a 4-year degree. The bread and butter of college programming is definitely their diploma programs. So a 2-year program is a regular diploma, and they also offer a 3-year diploma, which they call advanced diploma. You might also, as you're doing your research, we're going to take you on the site in a minute, but you'll see that some programs might be called a post-grad certificate. And again, that is something. So post we learned is after. So post-grad certificate means it's something that you take after you already have a diploma or you already have a degree, right? Or definitely years of work experience. So just be careful when you are researching your programs. Postgraduate programs are not ones that you can apply to yet. You have to have a degree or a diploma first. Okay, next slide. And I know we briefly talked about that in the question and answer at the beginning, but colleges are also offering 4-year degrees, and the degrees tend to have the word applied in them. And again, that highlights the fact that college degrees have a high component of really hands-on applied learning. And you'll also see some programs that are called collaborative, and that means that it's a collaboration between a university and college, and they work together to deliver a program. So the next video that Mrs. Burnett's pulling up is also from Fanshawe, and it's explaining the benefits of doing a college degree.
Now, when you guys are out doing your college discovery, right away you're going to notice that colleges also offer degree programs. And they came into effect around 2003, and since then you're seeing the opportunities to pursue a degree in college expand every single year. But when we think about degrees in college, they do differentiate from what you would expect in a university. There's a number of ingredients that go into making a college degree. One of those ingredients is that we have to be career focused. So when you think about the college approach to training, when we talked about the hands-on experiential approach, we apply that to our degree pathways as well, which means that when you guys are taking one of our degrees, you're still going to get all that experiential training beyond the classroom, and it's going to be targeted towards a specific career pathway. And that's important. Another thing you guys will notice about a college degree is that they're delivered by experienced professors. So all the folks in our programs, not only are they academically prepared to deliver those courses, but they've also got years and years of experience in that industry that they can impart upon you as a student. And they also have to have pathways to further education. So we don't want you guys to think about when you're done your college diploma or your degree, that's it. We want to make sure that there's other doorways that you guys can pursue in the future. That might be at a master's level, that might be going into a graduate program, but there's always going to be more doorways available for you guys to ignite more fire into that career pathway that you guys are looking at.
Okay, so hopefully that clarified a little bit of the difference between a college degree and a university degree. And I think it's important to stress the point that even with a college degree, you can still go on and do master's studies or PhD studies. So it doesn't matter where that piece of paper comes from. Again, it's still an option for you. So the next slide really is just to give you some information about basic application for any college program. They consider, first of all, it's important for you guys in grade 11 to know this. They look at all senior level credits equally. So they look at grade 11 and grade 12 marks. It's really important that you know that your schools that you might apply to are interested in your achievement this year, as well as grade 12. And colleges, for college level programs, really can only ask for college level courses to apply to the diplomas. So they can't ask you to have a university level course to apply to a regular diploma program. However, I will say if you are applying to a degree program at college, it is the same admission requirements as applying to a university in Ontario. And right now that is 6 grade 12 U or M courses. And the last thing I will say that if you are listening and you are currently in a workplace level class, colleges will also have some options for you at that level of programming as well. Next, yeah. So the important thing when you're researching is to know that these two words, required and recommended, are often mentioned frequently on a college site. So each program will have the required classes that they need to see in order for you to apply. But the great thing about college is that they also recommend courses, right, for students to take in high school so you can be better prepared for the college program. In addition, right, certain college programs also have extra admission requirements. So you might have an audition, you might have to submit a portfolio. There is an exam if you're applying for a healthcare program. Some colleges will ask you to write an exam called the HOE, Health Occupation Aptitude Exam. You might have to complete an interview or questionnaire. And I will mention just briefly that of the 26 community colleges in Ontario, the majority of them do not give preference for students who are working above a college level. So a mark is a mark is a mark. If you're doing an English at the college level versus an English at the university level, they will simply take the student with the highest English mark. The only two exceptions for that are Conestoga and Centennial, and they still do have kind of like a bonus program for students who are working at a slightly higher level and applying to a college program. Okay, and last, I'm going to talk really briefly again about competitive programs, and when we go on the site, we'll show you where to look those programs up. It's important to know that there are many programs in Ontario at colleges that are competitive, and that means that there are more applicants than there are seats in the college. So typically these programs are related to healthcare, so anything like nursing, diagnostic imaging, dental hygiene, and paramedic, but it can also be programs like aviation, animal care, even film production. So it's really important to, again, research and talk to your college advisors to see what is a backup program, what is the best way to gain entrance to that program. Some of them might recommend a one-year prep program at their college, and that kind of gives you a leg up on other applicants. So we'll go on and look at that too. Okay, so now I think we're actually, we're going to do our vocabulary. I believe I've mentioned all of the answers in this short little quiz. So hopefully your teachers have the college vocabulary written somewhere. And maybe I'll do in the chat bar, teachers, maybe you can type one of the answers. So let's go to the next screen. Question 1. Oh, I didn't mention this, but this is a good thing to review. How many credits do you require in order to graduate from high school? Is there anybody out there that wants to put it in the chat bar?
Yep.
30. That's absolutely right. Who is C?
Clark Chernak.
Clark Chernak, smart class. So 30 credits. If you're doing the math, and that would mean that 8 credits in grade 9, in grade 10, and grade 11, which typically means that students have 2 spares in grade 12 if they were successful. Question 2. When you graduate from high school, what is that piece of paper that you get when you walk across the stage? And I'm looking for an acronym here.
Oh, Michelle and Reg are.
Oh, OSSD. That's going to be important because when you're researching college admission requirements, the first thing, they do not say diploma. They say OSSD. The next blank, when you graduate from college, you typically receive a, wow, somebody's already got it. Nope, not yet. What's the piece of paper when you graduate from college? Absolutely, a diploma. A regular diploma, do you guys remember how many years of study is a typical college program? Yes, 2. And the next one, if you go on and you do 3 years of study, what is that diploma called? You get an extra year of classroom work. Excellent, an advanced diploma. Well, we got some smart cookies out there. Okay, Mrs. Burnett, next slide. Question 3. In addition to having a high school diploma, there are often specific what required to qualify for admission to a specific college or university program.
Reg Ellis is going to get this one.
Oh, I see Mr. Ellis is racing. Yeah. Oh, okay. We got prerequisites. That's right. So the same word that we would use for our high school registration, right? There are prerequisites to go on and be able to qualify to get into something. Number 4, although it has been universities that have offered typically a bachelor degree program, many colleges also offer.
It's coming.
Oh, yep, with a spelling mistake, but you're right. It's also a bachelor degree program. And here's the key. If you are applying to any degree program, how many grade 12 U or M courses do you have to have? All right, Mr. Chernak, you got it, 6. So always remember that when you're picking your classes, if university is an option for you, minimum 6 grade 12 U or M. Okay, question 5. Many colleges and universities work together to offer a combination of hands-on learning that colleges are known for with the theoretical approach of university studies. This joint college-university program is also called a blank program. Mr. Flanagan, I'd like to hear from you. Collaborative. Excellent. Good to hear from the French class. Okay, and number 6. If you decide you want to go to university after college, you might find out about a blank agreement, where a credit is exchanged for a credit. Absolutely, a transfer agreement. And what is that website? If you want to look up, how can I take my college diploma and what will it get me at a university? ontransfer.ca. Excellent. Okay, Mr. Chernak, you need to just let others have a chance in the class. Okay. Question 7. Sometimes students who have a college diploma or a university degree decide to build skills by getting a blank certificate. So they go on and they do more schooling. What is that piece of paper called? Uh-oh.
I know that Grace in Miss Vanderpool's class was thinking she knew this answer. Let's see,
Okay.
Grace. Zach.
Yes. A graduate certificate. Okay. And last but not least, when the number of students applying to a program exceeds the number of seats available, the program is considered to be highly, whoa, someone jumped the gun. Okay, Mr. Flanagan, highly competitive. Absolutely right. Most programs in the blank field are highly competitive. I did mention a few different areas, but what's in the word bank? What would be the field? Health, absolutely. I hope, is that the healthcare class that's recognizing that? Thanks, Mrs. Bowe. Be sure to contact the colleges to make sure that you are aware of the marks that you need to get into that competitive program. And is that, oh, 2 more. Most health programs at the college level required grade 12 blank and science. Absolutely, Mr. Chernak, math and science. And last but not least, it is always important to blank your top 2 or 3 choices of schools and check out, yeah, absolutely visit. It's so important to, even if it's a virtual visit, to start checking out some of those college campuses. Okay, next slide. All right, so the main website that we're going to quickly go to right now, it's the one-stop shop for all Ontario colleges. They all funded this site and put their information together, is ontariocolleges.ca. The other website that's mentioned there again is that ontransfer.ca. So if you're looking ahead, and the last one is collaborative programs that are degrees between colleges and universities. That website is also there through the University Application Center. But right now we're going to take a few minutes and actually go on to the college website just to see how to navigate it and find out some information that you might need. So Ontario colleges, the first thing you'll notice is this is also the website where our students apply. So it's a great place to research, but it's also where you would finally do your application to college. So the first thing I'm going to have Mrs. Burnett just kind of hover over the college tab. For some of you, you might be looking at programs and you find out that they're offered at Canadore or Algonquin or St. Lawrence, and you're not sure where that college might be. Sometimes the college tab, it actually has a college map. So if you wanted to look at the different campuses, see where they are in Ontario, that might be a first place also to familiarize yourself with. The other thing that I'm going to have her look at is under applying. We mentioned competitive programs, and so a lot of information is here, but for you right now, highly competitive programs. Actually, if you go down, you can find a program tool and it will pull up at this point for this year's applicants, what are the highly competitive programs across Ontario? Okay, so that might be another place that you spend some time. The bulk of you, though, are going to just be going to programs. So if she goes to the program site, and when you click it, I can think that there's probably a lot of you out there going, you have no idea what you might want to study at college. I love the college site in that it actually has categories right off the bat. So if you kind of know what your interest is, you know, a round area that you might be good at and have taken some classes in, you can explore by the category. So as an example, let's pull up, if Mrs. Burnett clicks business, finance, and administration, It is then going to divide it into the various program specialties that colleges offer. So you could then look at a college program in marketing or just in insurance, right? Or in entrepreneurship. So that's another great way. If you have no idea exactly what your program might be called, you can start this way. The other way is if you scroll up to the top, Mrs. Burnett, there's actually a program search bar. Oh yes, go back to programs. If you know the program that you're interested in, the easiest place is just to search it here. So if you type in, Mrs. Burnett, let's say environmental technician. All right, and she scrolls down. Right off the bat, I can see there's 78 programs in Ontario that have environmental technician. And one of the things I'll have her go back up to the top. What really helps, because sometimes this is a lot of information, is if you notice the filters at the side, they're also a great way to start. So if she clicks on college, you can see that's the list of college. And maybe you know you only want to look at 3 or 4. So let's say Fanshawe, let's say we're going to stay close to home, maybe Niagara and maybe Mohawk. Okay, so already it has taken your answers down basically to 8. So you can kind of look at whatever the filters are that you want to put on. So if we look at Mohawk at the top, environmental technician, it looks basically like the same program. So that's when you're going to look even closer. And you'll notice that the start date for the top one is January, and the start date for the second one is September. Okay, and then the same program right below that is January 2022. So it is the same program, it just has different start dates to apply. Any program, if you go to that menu, or sorry, the arrow on the far right, that drop down arrow, it just gives you a quick overview of that program. It's a 2-year program at Mohawk. It's a post-secondary program, so you know from high school you can apply to it. Entry level is semester 1. And highly competitive, no. Okay, so that's where you're also going to have a chance to check, is that program highly competitive? If she then goes to that website link, the best thing about this site again is it's going to take you directly to Mohawk's information on environmental technician. So you don't have to go off this site and explore college by college. It's all linked through the Ontario College site. So then she's going to look at the general description. If she goes to admission on the side, right, it's going to tell her exactly what, if you're interested in this course, the requirements to get in are English grade 12, college or university, a grade 12 math, and that could be the college math, and it has to be above a 60%, or the other college math, which is college tech, or any university math. They also have, you'll notice, senior science is recommended. So college biology or physics is recommended. And why they might be recommended is because if she goes to that tab, program of studies, as I said before, college is very transparent. They will tell you exactly what you're studying in semester 1 and semester 2 and so on. So you'll notice that right off the bat, when you start this program, you're going to have a chemistry class. You're going to have physical measurement, data analysis. You'll have ecology. So again, having more science to prepare you is going to help you be more successful. Okay, so again, you can even then click on, so if she clicks on the ecology link right there, it will describe what the ecology class is. So again, colleges, very transparent. You can look at all of those details. And the last thing, if she closes out that box, you'll just notice we talked a lot about money earlier. And if she goes up above program of studies, they do also have tuition and fee information there. So if you want to check out what the tuition fee would be for that program, then it is all right here. So again, I would encourage you, if college is a destination, I'm definitely running out of time. If college is a destination, ontariocolleges.ca is a place that you should definitely be spending some time. You've got 2 weeks for Christmas vacation. Check that out. And I don't know if we'll talk about this, but when you come back for grade 12, we ask all of our grade 12s to apply by Christmas break. And that's why the importance of this in grade 11, the time that you have now to actually do this exploration, it's really vital. So take the chance to check out ontariocolleges.ca. Okay, I'm done.
So welcome to the university pathway. Many careers require university. So we need psychiatrists for our mental health, doctors, naturopaths, nurses to look after us, engineers to build our cities, veterinarians to look after our pets, and teachers to teach our children. And university may be a stepping stone to get to a master's program or a PhD, for instance, if you want to be a doctor, or even a graduate certificate. It's a way of moving up the ladder sometimes within an organization to be, say, in management. And many jobs require a bachelor degree to be eligible just for the interview. And you can find stats online that show that there is a potential for higher income than other pathways. University also teaches many skills that employers are looking for, so such as critical thinking skills, collaboration, communication, working under pressure, and solving theoretical problems. The connections that you make with students and professors during your time in university can also be critical to future jobs, and we call that networking. So when you complete university, you usually receive a bachelor degree, which usually takes 4 years to complete. The bottom of the slide here shows a few examples of bachelor's degree. So Bachelor of Fine Arts, BFA is the short form, Bachelor of Arts, BA, Bachelor of Business Administration, BBA, and Bachelor of Science, BS. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the vocabulary for university. So please refer to the word bank, and then teachers, we're just asking you again to type the answers into the chat bar, and Mr. Rue will share the answers. So let's go with the first question. When you graduate, and this is a repeat of Mr. Rue, or Miss Aikens, when you graduate from high school, you receive an, what's the acronym? And I can't see the chat, so I'm depending on you guys.
They got it. Miss Vanderpool's class.
OSSD. And when you graduate from university, you receive a
Correct, a degree.
A bachelor degree, which can also be called what type of studies? Undergraduate, yes, undergraduate studies. Number 2, a general degree is how many years of study?
Yep.
Oh, 3 years of study. An honors degree, so it's not having an 80 average, it's the number of years. An honors degree is 4 years of study. Number 3, to apply to university, you need a minimum of, and this is just like the college degree programs, how many? Yes, 6 grade 12 U or M courses. Number 4, university programs identify high school courses you need to take, just like in our school, if you want to take photography, you have to have grade 9 art as a prerequisite. Number 5, history, philosophy, English, religion, sociology, anthropology are all majors within a Bachelor of
Yep, they got it.
Arts program. And if you want to study visual arts, you would be looking for a Bachelor of Fitz's class, Fine Arts program. Number 7, most Bachelor of Business Programs, Mr. McCormick's class, require 2 grade 12 U level math courses. Number 8, you science classes out there, and Mr. Vanderwills, engineering, science, and health-related degrees often require 2 grade 12 university level science, right? As well as 1 or 2 grade 12 university, yes, math courses. Number 9, the focus of your program or your specialization is often called your major. Some students also pick if it's not a major, then it's a minor, which is a secondary focus of study. The website to research Ontario universities is, that one should be easy for you. It's the only website on there, Ontario Universities info.ca, or if you type in ouinfo.ca, that works as well. Number 12, you can continue your university studies after your first degree by pursuing, similar word to college afterwards, graduate studies. A blank degree would require an additional 1 to 2 years of education. Master's. And number 13, if you want to research more information about education and teaching, medicine, law, or rehab services in Ontario, check out www.ouac.on.ca. Okay, and then we're moving on to a list of helpful university websites that you will find posted on our trinitycatholic.ca website under the guidance tab, important websites. Today we're going to review the OU info, and we're just going to move on and do that. So, okay, so let's review how to do your research here. So you saw the college one. So similarly, if you're not sure what you want to do, you could click on programs and you can scroll through and see what's there. So we're going to choose biological sciences today. And it's just spinning here. Okay, so under the biological sciences, I'm going to choose applied biotechnology. So it shows you that it requires low 70s. It's a Bachelor of Science. 300 students get into the program. And if we click on the program website, it will take us to that page, so of Ontario Tech University. It tells us a bit about the program. And for admissions, it tells you what you need here: English, advanced functions, 2 sciences. It also here shows you some, it's not like college where college showed the exact course in the description of each of them. It gives you some sample courses of what you would take in that first year. Okay, so we're going to go back here, to the website. And now I'm going to go to the universities tab. So maybe you have an aunt that lives in Guelph and you're going to save some money. That's going to be your way of saving money. You're going to live with your aunt while you're there, and you just want to see what programs are offered at Guelph. So you can go to Guelph's website, click on browse all programs, and it will show you all of the programs offered at Guelph. Okay, and maybe you know exactly what program you want to do. So you could type into the programs tab, arts and science, which I already put in there, and see which schools offer arts and science. So maybe you'd want to do some art courses and keep your sciences as an option as well. And this is spinning here. Okay, so we're going to choose McMaster. Guelph has arts and science. And we're also going to look at Trent, which has a Bachelor of Arts and Science. And then we can scroll up here and click on Show My Comparisons. And it shows you that for McMaster, you would need an average of your top 6 grade 12 U&M courses. Like for last year, the cutoff was 85 to 90%. And for both Guelph and Trent, 75 to 80%. And if you click the drop down and looked at the prerequisites, you can see that for McMaster, you have to have your English 4U and either advanced functions or calculus and vectors, 2 courses that have to be specifically U, not M, and then 2 more grade 12 U and M courses. And you can see down here for Trent, the English would have to have a mark of at least 60%. So you might even want to click on the finance tab and see how much money you can get for a scholarship. So say that you are anticipating an 80 average. You could click on 80 and look for scholarships that don't require an application. And just by earning those kind of marks in university, you could, or sorry, in high school, you can see what the university offers. So Brock, for instance, you could get $1,000 for an 80 to 85% average. If I looked at 95 to 100% and see what I could do with that, you could see that Laurentian, for instance, would give $16,000, $4,000 in your year one, whereas McMaster, I know it's on here somewhere, it would only be $1,000 per year. So that's another way of checking out how much money you can make. So you can spend hours of fun exploring this website. So take time to check it out over the holidays. And now we're going to move on to the trades with Mr. Rue.
Perfect. Welcome all, and thanks for being here. I will be discussing the skilled trades, and I would like to believe that they have left the best for last in this case. I'm just joking, guys. The great thing about the skilled trades, however, is that it is an option for all of you. Whether you are studying at the university level, the workplace level, or the college level, a job in the skilled trades is a viable option for you. My goal is to highlight the skilled trades as one of the 4 viable options, but my specific goal is to help you make an informed decision as to whether or not the skilled trades is a good pathway for you. As you can see from this agenda, I will be touching on a number of key topics in the next few minutes. Shut off my heater. Okay, so what are the skilled trades? A skilled trade is a career path that requires hands-on work, technical knowledge, and capabilities. I'm going to ask Ms. Burnett to cue up a video to introduce the skilled trades. The video is 3 minutes long, but it will introduce the info I will take the next 10 minutes to explain, so please pay attention.
Apprenticeship is a post-secondary learning option for individuals interested in learning a skilled trade. Apprentices work as electricians, carpenters, plumbers, cooks, and mechanics in the construction, manufacturing, transportation, and service sectors. Apprentices spend 80% of their time learning on the job from a mentor and 20% learning at school or a union training center. Apprentices accumulate hours when working on the job and complete training levels over a 2 to 4 year period. At the end, apprentices write a multiple choice examination, and those who pass become fully certified journey persons. There are plenty of full-time employment opportunities in the skilled trades. Journey persons are retiring, and young people are required to replace them. Right now, employers are looking to hire apprentices in trades such as millwright, industrial mechanic, carpenter, and heavy-duty equipment mechanic trades. Employers provided this advice to young people who wish to prepare for an apprenticeship. 1. Take math and science courses. Knowledge of math and science will help you when learning a trade. Employers recommend taking grade 11 and 12 math and science courses. Tutors and online resources are available if you require additional help. If available at your school, take a trades and technology or shop class and learn to apply math and science concepts in practical ways. The majority of employers require apprentices to have a high school diploma. 2. Get your driver's license. Employers expect apprentices to have a driver's license. 3. Take safety courses. Take safety courses such as first aid so you can work safely on work sites. 4. Prove you can work on a team. Join a sports team or club or work on a group project. Listen to others, offer your ideas, and contribute positively to the team's success. Be open to learning new things and ask questions. Employers want young people who work well with their mentors, fellow apprentices, and coworkers. 5. Demonstrate you can be responsible. Attend school regularly. Show up to class on time. Get a part-time job or volunteer. Be the person who can be counted on. Get your work done. Earn while you learn. Apprentices are paid wages when at work, earning while they learn. Average apprentice salaries range from $25,000 to $50,000 depending on the trade. Once certified, journey persons earn $60,000 to $100,000 annually. Many apprentices graduate from their programs debt-free. Employers are looking for young people just like you to work in the skilled trades. Prepare yourself and get ready. A great career is waiting for you.
Okay, thank you.
Apprentices work as electricians, carpenters.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Burnett. She's going to come back to the slideshow in a second. As it's stated in the video, there are over 140 trades in 4 different sectors. The first sector is the construction sector. This is where workers design, build, and maintain infrastructure like our homes, schools, hospitals, roads, and parks. When you think about a career in the construction sector, you can think about the work that goes into building a new subdivision, including the heavy equipment operators that are the first step in clearing the land and pouring the foundation, all the way to the end result in painting and installing the windows. In our motive power sector, workers build and service the motors that we rely on, essentially our vehicles, planes, and lawnmowers, and even ski lifts. Here's a visual of the motive sector jobs related just to an automobile. You can see there's many there. The industrial sector, this is where workers keep manufacturing industries running day to day. They design, build, and maintain equipment, and they build efficiencies into our industry. Here are some examples from this sector. The most popular ones I would say are welder, tool and die, and millwright, but note that they are looking for workers in each of these type of jobs. The fourth sector is the service sector. This is where workers perform many of the services we rely on every day, like food preparation, hairstyling, aesthetics, and social services, to name a few. So what is an apprenticeship? Well, it is an on-the-job training program for those interested in pursuing a career in the skilled trades. Instead of going to school 100% of the time, essentially you are learning on the job for 80 to 90% of the time, with the remaining 10 to 20% in-class learning. Depending on your trade, the apprenticeship can last from 2 to 5 years. Now, the Minister of Labor, Training and Skills Development, Monty McNaughton, has said this quote, "There's a problem on our horizon. Ontario is facing a shortage of workers in the skilled trades. The solution is clear. We need to let young people and their parents know that a career in the skilled trades is exciting, fulfilling, and lucrative. These are well-paying jobs. My hope is to be part of this simple solution. There is such a shortage now and upcoming. These jobs are in such high demand. Every time we hear from our local manufacturing companies, the message is very clear. We are in need of skilled trade workers." Let me go over a couple of the benefits to working in a career in the skilled trades. First, you earn while you learn. That's right, you will avoid student debt entirely and literally be paid to work to learn the trade. Also, if you're creative and you like technology, you may have the opportunity to use your skills, judgment, and creativity with cutting-edge technology every day in your job. There are many paths to advance. Once you become a journeyman, or a journey person, you could own your own business, become a supervisor, a trainer, a safety inspector, or perhaps a college instructor. Hard work. Yes, I put hard work as a benefit to a career in the skilled trades. If you have ever had a job, a summer job, a school year job, and it's a good day of hard work and you feel good at the end of the day, you might want to think about this as a job for you. Yes, hard work is stress on the body, but it is good for the mind and the soul. If you are cutting the skilled trades option out of your future because of the physical stress it will have on your body, I implore you to investigate the physical and mental stress of the other jobs that you are considering. I think the key is to know yourself. What type of worker are you, and in what type of environment do you believe you will thrive? Transferable skills. So even if you decide not to pursue a life in the trades, the skills that you acquire while training are yours to keep. I tell the students all the time, and I know Mr. Chernak and Mr. Ellis will agree with me, you will save thousands of dollars if you can cut a piece of trim at a 45-degree angle, or you can fix the motor of your child's dirt bike. And the last bullet, opportunity for skilled trade laborers without certification. If it's just not possible for you to become a certified journeyman, maybe it's the math that you're lacking, or like maybe you're just not, that's just not in the cards for you. There are many opportunities to work as a general laborer in the trade as well, getting paid well. Okay, and now to the challenges. So let's be real. There are challenges to working in the skilled trades. Number one is the average age of hire. It's not 18 or 19 years old. As a matter of fact, it's closer to the late 20s, even early 30s. We are hearing back from the employers that they are not seeing the required work ethic in the young prospects. So they are leery to embark in a relationship with a new hire until that new hire is mature, responsible, and ready to make a commitment to the company. Number 2 and 3 go hand in hand. There is a shortage of skilled trade people, that is true. but that also means there's a shortage of people to take on apprentices and train them. With the average age of workers so close to retirement, in some cases, the journeyman doesn't want to start training or doesn't think they will be around long enough to see the apprentice through. Another potential challenge is location. Depending on the trade you choose, you may have to relocate to where the work is. Math and physics. Math and physics are often crucial to gain your ticket. You can be a general laborer in the trades without math and science, but to complete your 3 levels of certification, math and often physics will be required. Challenge, I put financial responsibility because I truly believe if you are making good money at 18, I believe you have a responsibility to properly manage that money as early as 18. And the last is hard work. Okay, so I said that was an advantage, but it could also be a disadvantage or a challenge, as these jobs are physically demanding, which may limit some people who are not capable of doing the physical labor. So why complete an apprenticeship? Well, the goal essentially is to gain a ticket. Once ticketed, a person is qualified to work in the industry without supervision, and their earning power, so how much money they make, will increase as their credentials increase. All right, let's discuss the progression of an apprentice. So here is a visual that I will walk through. The visual looks nice and neat, which it can be. So if we start over here on the left-hand side, first step is finding a sponsor, register, and start working. Essentially, you start by finding a job in the industry, and then your boss registers you as an apprentice. You will work for your boss for a period of time, perhaps a year, and then your boss will send you to level 1 schooling, which you can see on the green dot on the bottom. Level 1 schooling for most is in the trades block, is in a block format, which means that you will actually stop working at your job and instead you will go to college for 8 weeks straight. After you complete level 1, you're sent back to the employer to work for another period of time of on-the-job training. You will use this opportunity to master the skills that you were tested on in level 1. After your period of time with the employer, they will send you back for level 2 schooling. And then again, you will return to your job and then back to school one more time for level 3, and then again back to your job. Once you have successfully completed all 3 levels, you can write your qualification exam. And upon passing your exam, you are registered as a journey person in your trade. Now, one thing I just need you to know about this slide, it appears to be a neat line of progression, but the reality is that there can be bumps in this road. The biggest hurdle actually is right at the beginning, finding the job. This is the hardest part, and I will discuss this in a couple of slides. So everyone's talking about the cost of school. Essentially, it costs next to nothing. Your biggest investment will be the tools that you purchase, which are yours to keep and use for life. The in-school portions can cost up to $500. I know each time my husband went through the levels, his employer paid that $500. And I also know that when you're in school for those 8 weeks, you're laid off from your job, so you can collect EI, potentially mileage or rent, depending on how far away the college is. And back when my husband did this in 2004, our daycare was even reimbursed. Finding a job. So the next slide. Finding a job, the struggle is real. While grade 11 college and university-bound students should be focusing on their in-class performance and their grades, as that's what will be judged to get accepted to college and university, the trades-bound student needs to use their senior high school years to focus on making themselves employable. We are always told by the journeymen that they don't have time to waste time. They want to hire apprentices who are familiar with the industry, familiar with the tools, the language, the lingo, and have a desire to be in it. The next slides will give you some suggestions to help, as did that video, so feel free to go back and watch that video later. So, suggested steps in high school. This is the last part of the trades presentation. While you're in high school, they strongly recommend you take as many tech courses as you can. Co-op, OUAP. I cannot stress enough the value of enrolling in a co-op placement in high school, as well as completing your math and physics courses. We also recommend that you use this time to build a network. Maybe you're going to job shadow or get a part-time job in the industry, even if that part-time job is sweeping floors. Again, work towards getting your driver's license as quickly as possible. Don't delay that. And please complete online assessments and watch the YouTube videos that are out there to help you learn more about the trades and which one might be the right fit for you. Before I hand this off, I just want to share a couple of our success stories that our students have found, whether doing a high school co-op or having a part-time job. First, I will tell you about Alex. Alex had a part-time job at a car dealership in his hometown. Alex wanted to be a body repairman, so he took a part-time job mopping the shop floor and literally cleaning the bathrooms. The mechanics and the manager at the dealership knew Alex by name and often talked with him about a job in the industry. The managers knew him and they appreciated his work ethic and his time management skills. So when it came time for the next hire, Alex was on the top of their list. Another local example, I just spoke last week with a former student named Dylan. After high school, he didn't know what he wanted to do, so he went and got a part-time job at Rona. After filling orders for months for a local HVAC business, the boss got to know and recognize Dylan, and just 2 weeks ago ended up offering him a full-time job as an apprentice in the HVAC field. Win for Dylan. Norfolk County, back years ago, I had a student named Jesse, a grade 11 student who knew that he wanted to work at Norfolk County. He wanted to be a Zamboni driver. He did his co-op there and was, sure enough, hired right after grade 12 into Norfolk County. Other co-op placements that have led to full-time jobs include Master Mechanic, Razon Steel, Dover Cliffs. These are just to name a few. Okay, I'm going to ask Ms. Burnett just to click on the next 2 slides. I'm not going to go over them. I just want to be sure you remember that this presentation will be shared on our website, and I have provided invaluable websites and informative videos for you to watch in researching life as a skilled tradesperson. Please, guys, over the Christmas break, take the time, take the initiative, have your parents sit down and watch this video with you, and start your research. It's a great time. And now I will welcome back Mrs. Burnett.
So we're hoping that all of the pathways lead to the workplace, and work during high school years can help clarify what you may or may not want to do for work. And if you're looking for a summer job to help save money towards that college or university fee, here are some websites to check out jobs. So, and if you need to create a resume or cover letter for a job, I would recommend using the templates on my blueprint. And just a reminder that co-op can also be a helpful way to try out a potential career. You would register for co-op when you choose your courses in February. So we truly get it if you don't know what career path is of interest to you. And as I told the grade 10s last week, the most important thing is to know where to go for the tools to do your research and to know what your strengths and your interests are. And I know it's really often hard to know what we're good at, and that's where surveys can help ask the right questions. So on D2L, you can go to the icon with the blue circle in it, like this blue M right here, although the colors are reversed, and try out the surveys. And you can also think of someone who's doing a job who you think that's cool, and ask the personal questions such as what they like about their job, where they went to school. You'll find the more questions you ask and the more jobs you try out, even through co-op, the better you're going to know what you enjoy doing and what you don't want to do. So this is a list of websites that can also be found on our website under the guidance tab, important websites. So if you want to do more surveys than just my blueprint, you could, and then compare what careers are being suggested for you. So as you know, time flies, and here's a timeline between now and December 2021. So in February, you'll be registering for grade 12 courses, which is why it would be great to explore the surveys and websites over the holidays. In March, we hope to have some guests speak about their careers to you. March is also a time you'll be able to do virtual open houses. And beginning in September, we have representatives from many of the colleges and universities speak to you about their schools and programs. In October, we'll have a presentation on financing your education. And then in November, we'll show those of you wanting to apply to college and university how to apply, and we suggest grade 12s do that before Christmas holidays, which is what our current grade 12s are doing. So that leads us to your questions. So